From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on your Friday night. I'm Russ Riesinger. Joe Biden has overtaken President Trump in Pennsylvania and Georgia, but with hundreds of thousands of ballots waiting to be counted in key states, it's still not clear when the winner of the presidential election will be known. Michael George is at Biden campaign headquarters in Delaware.
As presidential election ballots continue to be counted in key states, Joe Biden spoke Friday night.
We don't have a final declaration of victory yet, but the numbers tell us it's clear. Tell us a clear and convincing story. We're going to win this race.
Biden has pulled ahead of President Trump in two key states, Pennsylvania and Georgia. The former vice president leads by just a few thousand votes in Georgia.
With a margin that small, there will be likely a recount in Georgia.
As soon as the Democratic challenger pulled ahead in Pennsylvania Friday morning, the Trump campaign issued a statement. This election is not over. On Thursday, the president made unsubstantiated allegations of election fraud without providing evidence. Friday evening, he tweeted, "I had such a big lead in all of these states late into election night, only to see the leads miraculously disappear as the days went by. Perhaps these leads will return as our legal proceedings move forward." But even Senator Lindsey Graham, a key Republican ally, said the president needs to present evidence of wrongdoing.
I think we need to point to instances that are specific.
While Joe Biden watches the results here in Wilmington, Delaware, his campaign officials are already starting to work on a transition team. Around the country, supporters of both candidates continue to protest. From a Count Every Vote parade in Washington, D.C., to the Maricopa County Election Office in Phoenix, Arizona.
He's the one who's going to fight. I mean, it's Trump.
Biden is also ahead in Arizona and Nevada, while President Trump is still leading the vote count in the battleground state of North Carolina. Michael George, CBS News, Wilmington, Delaware.
A senior advisor to the president tells CBS News President Trump spent the day watching television and making phone calls and adds that the mood at the White House is, quote, somewhere between sullen and hopeful. As vote counting drama unfolds in the presidential election, Montana's Republican U.S. Senator Steve Daines is siding with President Trump on allegations that Democrats are stealing the election, and he's using his campaign staff to help the president's efforts. MTN chief political reporter Mike Dennison has the story.
Senator Daines sent out a text message Thursday night that said Dems are stealing the election and asked for donations to, quote, fight back now, unquote. Daines' office said any money raised by the message will be used to help President Trump's efforts to recount the votes in battleground states. It also said Daines has sent some of his 2020 campaign staff to Arizona to help Republican efforts there to ensure transparency in the counting of ballots. Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden is leading in Arizona, but ballots are still being counted there. When asked how Democrats are stealing the election, Daines' office said he believes that all legally cast ballots should be counted, but that illegally cast ballots should not. It said Daines believes any candidate has the right to challenge the counting process if he or she believes inconsistencies exist. His office also sent links to a news conference by GOP National Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel, where she alleges that ballots may have been inaccurately dated in Michigan. Montana's other U.S. Senator, Democrat John Tester, said he believes local election officials have been transparent in counting the votes and that Trump's refusal to accept the results is dangerous for democracy. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Well, Daines just won re-election this week in the most expensive race in state history, turning back a challenge from Governor Steve Bullock. A lawsuit has been filed challenging the constitutionality of Initiative I-190, which legalized recreational marijuana in Montana. The complaint filed in District Court in Helena states that I-190 appropriates tax revenue, and only the legislature can do that. Q2's David Jay talked with Wrong for Montana about the suit they filed.
Wrong for Montana opposed the initiative to legalize marijuana at the beginning during the collecting of signatures to put I-190 on the ballot, and also now that it has passed with 57% to 43% of the vote.
I'm a little dissatisfied at the process between the Secretary of State and the Attorney General to allow non-factual stuff to be said as a fact, number one, and then not to look in the Montana Constitution as black and white that a ballot initiative cannot appropriate the money.
Article 3, Section 4 of the Montana Constitution states, the people may enact laws by initiative on all matters except appropriations of money. The I-190 ballot states the tax revenue is dedicated to certain accounts.
We believe it's deceptive. They're promising the vets and the fish and wildlife that they're going to receive some money.
New Approach Montana is the main supporter of I-190, and its policy advisor says he cannot comment on pending litigation. But before the election, Dave Lewis said, what is in the initiative is not an appropriation. It simply says when money comes in, you put it in these accounts. But it's up to the legislature. Only the legislature can appropriate.
Their problem in there and why this is a flawed ballot is that they actually, every little thing, they appropriated the money and allocated it. Okay? So they can't say it's a suggestion because it's not a suggestion. Just read it. There's no gray area. It's black and white. If it's viable, and it'll get thrown out. I just believe at the end of the day, we will not have legalization of marijuana in the state of Montana at this time.
In Billings, David J., MTN News.
Well, thank you, David. Once again, New Approach Montana is not commenting on the filing. The Secretary of State and the Attorney General are named as defendants, and an AG spokesperson says the office does not comment on pending litigation. It was another huge spike in COVID-19 related deaths today as Montana reported another 22. This while active cases climbed over 12,000 right now. The latest deaths in Cascade as the county lost 7 patients tonight. Cascade County now has the second most deaths at 42. The state is up to 465 total COVID-related deaths. Also, another 986 positive cases were reported today, with 105 of those here in Yellowstone County. All right, turning to Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire, and we know that snow is in the forecast.
Yeah, I'm afraid
How
so.
much are we talking about, Bob?
Why we call it shovelable, stuff like that. Let's just get right to it and show you what's happening. Look at this. This is our threat board, and look at all right in the middle there. That's a blizzard warning from Glacial Park, Havre, all the way down towards Great Falls. We're looking at maybe up to 24 inches of snow and winds howling at 55 miles per hour. Think that'll create some snow drifts? Yeah, I think so too. Meanwhile, the area in pink, that's a winter storm warning, and that could see almost up to 24 inches of snow there as well. And in the area in blue, that's what we have in Yellowstone County. That's a winter storm watch for maybe up to 4 to 8 inches of snow. Specifically, how are we going to do in Billings? Well, here's what the computer models are saying, anywhere from like 2 to maybe 7 inches of snow. So I think Billings, pretty good lock at maybe 4, maybe 5 inches of snow out of this thing. We just have to wait and see. But as you see, here's how the whole thing's going to play out. Starts off with snow there, and then eventually starts as rain showers in the Billings area about Saturday night. Then on Sunday morning, it changes over to snow. We look at snow off and on throughout most of the day on Sunday, and by Monday, the whole thing kicks out of here. We'll have the rest of the week's forecast in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Bob. There will be no in-person classes on Monday for MSUB students as the campus needs to close for water main repairs. A water main break on Wednesday resulted in the closure of the campus, but classes were able to resume yesterday. The water will remain on over the weekend, but will shut off again Monday morning as crews work to fix that issue. People should not drink the water until further notice. Online classes will go on as scheduled, and the City College campus is not affected by the closure. The 36th annual Road Dogs Toy Run takes place on December 6th. That run is a community effort to ensure that every child will receive a Christmas present. The Salvation Army Angel Tree features names of different children in need and their Christmas lists. Each year the Angel Tree is taller, and each year the community tries to bury it. The Road Dogs hold an auction the week of the run and each year sell T-shirts with designs by a local artist. All the money raised is used to purchase the gifts on the weekend of the run. Well, last year more than $83,000 was raised to bring Christmas to children in Billings and surrounding areas. There will be a few adjustments to the run to be sure that the event is as safe as possible.
It's really a community-wide effort. It goes round up Hardin, Red Lodge, Carbon County, Stillwater County, Yellowstone County. If we can make awareness, and if somebody's sitting here watching, hey, if those guys should do it, you know, maybe I can go buy a $5 or $10 toy. It might be the only toy that kid gets that year. And it's all about the kids.
And to learn more about how to get involved and just how many groups come together for the cause, be sure to tune into the weekend news here on Q2. Well, up next on the 10 o'clock news.
I thought it was over. I just said, well, goodbye world, you know.
A Billings teenager has quite a story to tell after surviving a plane crash in the Montana mountains last summer. That's coming up next on the MTN News at 10 here on Q2.